The beautiful sport of thoroughbred horse racing has two distinct aspects to it. First of all, there's the betting, and we'll be speaking to the betting executive of Phumelela, V. Mudley, for his thoughts on this magnificent race, Africa's richest race on the sand, run over 1,450 meters. But then, more importantly so, there's the entertainment aspect. What can you expect on the day itself? And the sales executive of Phumelela is Clyde Basil. His responsibility is to create a magnificent experience on the track, and he's got lots of news for us. Let's go and find out from him right now, just outside his offices at Turffontein, what's in store for us on Saturday the 22nd.
Look, the Emerald Cup has grown enormously year on year, Andrew, and from an entertainment perspective, we've just had to get better. And obviously, Emerald being the sponsor, they have their team, and they ultimately choose what entertainers they would like to be there on the day. But they consult with us on an ongoing basis. And I'm told now that this Toya DeLazy that's going to be at the races on the Saturday, or I believe on the Friday night, we have the pre-cocktail dinner for the stakeholders that are involved in the race itself. And she'll be there, I'm told, to perform one or two songs. And then, of course, on Saturday, where we dedicate through racing half an hour aside, just from the for an entertainment perspective, where Toya will perform. And of course, you've got the ongoing entertainment throughout the day at Emerald, which includes the likes of DJ Van Diesel, who was a huge hit last year. The Yilvels Fantasties, I'm told, are a great hit in that part of the world and are popular. You know, from a children's perspective, you bring your kid out there and you go and do your braai if you wish, or you go sit in the beer fest in your wish, or whichever area that you decide you're comfortable in, and hopefully your children are taken care of by way of going into the entertainment area. And it starts from 11 o'clock that morning and ends after the running of the last race. What also is going to add to the entertainment this year, from a spectator's perspective, is the grooms race. And the Vaal trainers, through Louis Goosen and his team, have kindly come up with the grooms that represent each trainer in the precinct, and they have for the last couple of years taken one another on. We have results, and the guy is going to come out and try and defend his title again this year. We had a prep race, and I believe Dom Zaki's guy did really well, so he may well be the one to beat here now, but Craig Mayhew's groom is fairly popular, and there are guys in there that are training and they take this very seriously, and we want to thank those that have made this happen, and that in itself it's unbelievably popular if you're at the races, to see how the crowd gathers to get close to the fence as possible to watch these athletes take each other on, and that tops off a superb day. Of course, racing comes naturally, and we hope that the best horses win on the day.
And also, what is interesting, I think, is the social responsibility that Louis Goosen has been part of. The beneficiaries are they're going to be the grooms as a result of the golf day on the Friday. I believe a lot of money is going to be raised for this particular endeavour.
That's right. They're planning on building up, in terms of building a soccer field for the grooms at the Vaal racecourse as well. There's quite enough ground for that to happen. And there's a build up the golf day before. Then, of course, we have the Friday night, the cocktail dinner. Then the Saturday's the races. Saturday night's the after party, and they're bringing in addition to all of those mentioned, other DJs like Euphonic and the crew that will also be there. There's an 80 Rand fee to get into that, but everybody's welcome to that out at, I think it's at Breezes at Emerald. And I know that Martin has sold, the resort is sold out. So he's quite happy. We, in terms of the building, are, I would say, just about sold out. We have a few tables left to accommodate. But the beauty about the Vaal is it's outdoor. The beer fest, which anybody's welcome to. The braai site, if you've purchased a cubicle, where the guys braai for you, the packs included, all that kind of stuff's all already there. Tote facilities, security, big screen. I think
the full Monty.
Andrew, for me, the experience, if you're coming into horse racing, has to begin somewhere. And I like to argue that I don't think that your experience can begin anywhere else other than at the racecourse, because for me, there's nothing better than live racing.
There's also the team effort. You mustn't forget the Vaal trainers really trying hard to bring people. I had 90 guests, Lucky had about 70, Craigie had about 30, 40. The Vaal trainers actually went out of their way to get people there. We see it as our big show once a year, and as I say, that was the message. We're very proud of the Emerald sponsorship at the Vaal, and we really appreciate Martin Rice and his team's efforts. In fact, about 2-3 months before the Emerald, in the build-up to the Emerald, I actually went to see Martin in his boardroom and conveyed a message on behalf, I'm just a messenger, on behalf of the Vaal trainers, that we appreciate the sponsorship and that the Vaal trainers are fully behind Emerald, and that we'd make every effort to make it a bigger success this year. And of course, you saw from the picnic sites the type of support the Vaal trainers gave. And of course, this came along at short notice, and we put our shoulder to the wheel, and it worked very well. And I think the build-up to it's going to help.
Spring has sprung, the rains have come. I think it's changed the track condition. There have been some very favourable reports from knowledgeable people about the fairness of the track, and of course last week was a good example where a lot of favourites won. That's good for the public, but it's also good for the people who come racing to have great weather.
Well, that's absolutely right, and from your mouth to God's ears, the same happens for Emerald as it has for the last how many ever years, where we've always had very, very good weather. Last year was slightly cold to begin with, but it warmed up during the course of the day. You know, one hopes that the wind settles down and all that kind of stuff. There's certain factors that one, you know, understands, and it's fairly risky. But it's an outdoor event, and we believe the public understand that. You go to the site called My Weather, and it's a race. It's for all sports, and there's horse racing on there. And funny enough, Vaal Racecourse and Turfentine feature as focused areas. And when you click on Vaal, it shows Vaal Racecourse 25 degrees, sunny. And a pleasant day with I think a very small chance of rain. I think they predicted something like a 0.5 mil or 1 mil, but a small percentage of that actually taking place. And let's hope that that is in fact the case. But it's the cold spells behind us, I believe, and that come and enjoy a fun day in the sun.
You can't watch a horse race and not get excited about it. They are just phenomenal creatures, and I think there's very few people that look at a horse and can't get that warm and fuzzy feeling. The racing industry as a whole, I think, adds significantly to the greater economy of the country as well, creates jobs. So the horse is not just part of a stimulus of what knocks on into the bigger economy as well. But as a creature, it's something that you can't not respect and love. Man has used it for thousands of years as a mode of transport, and more recently, very often as a companion. And so, yeah, great love of horses. My wife grew up riding horses at a young age, and I was never a big rider, but had a great love for horses and was exposed to the racing industry at quite a young age. And we've always been very, very fond of them.